Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start the session with the question, what is this editorial about? When we ask the question, what is this editorial about? The answer, this editorial is about the current uncertainty surrounding the Indian Science Congress, ISC, an annual event where the country's scientific community gathers to present and discuss research. So it's all about Indian Science Congress, an annual event where the country's scientific community gathers. Why do they gather? To present and discuss research. Let us ask a question before we go to the editorial analysis. We'll ask one more question. What is the tone of the editorial? The tone of the editorial is critical and evaluative. Critical means both positive and negative aspects are seen, and evaluation, noun form, evaluative adjective. The writer expresses concern about the tarnished reputation. Tarnished means spoiled, damaged. Who is this Kavita? See, I would like to do every day. That is my intention. And sometimes what happens, I have a very tight schedule and I take up a few projects, and based on priority, I teach 8 to 9 hours every day. Based on priority, sometimes I may not take the session. Please don't get disappointed. To the extent possible, I try to take every day. Do remember. But when I don't take, do understand, Master is busy or he got some other important work. That's why he could not take. So try to be positive, and to the extent possible, I promise I will try to be a regular. The tone of the editorial is critical and evaluative. The writer expresses concern about the tarnished reputation, spoiled image of the Indian Science Congress in recent years, highlighting issues such as the promotion of pseudo-scientific claims and the current uncertainty surrounding the event's schedule. Let us go to the editorial. Not too many words and not too difficult to understand, but the problem with today's editorial, a lengthy one, not the regular number of words, more words, I suppose. It may take more time. How does it start? Opportune pause. You all know the word pause. Take a pause. Opportune. We all know the word opportunity. But what is the word here? Opportune. We have got this for the first time. Opportune, part of speech noun of a time. It could be an adjective as well. It is related to time, especially convenient or appropriate for a particular action or event. You feel for something to be done, it is the right time. Then you may say opportune time. And opportune pause means you stop doing something. You feel it is the right time to evaluate, to assess, and ask yourself, contemplate or introspect. Am I going in the right direction? Is this right? Is this wrong? So, this is what it means opportune pause. And what is it about? On an opportunity to consider the relevance of the Indian Science Congress. As I said, this is all about Indian Science Congress. And here it says, take a pause. This is the right time, and you have to contemplate an opportunity to consider the relevance of the Indian Science Congress. To what extent it is relevant, we have to contemplate or introspect or ponder over. But what is the main idea of this editorial? Uncertainty over the Science Congress's schedule is a chance to evaluate it. Uncertainty. Now, this talks about a particular annual event. It did not happen, and it may happen next year because of various factors. Keeping that in mind, because it did not happen, there are two dimensions we have to focus on. One is its relevance, the other one, and the schedule, a chance to evaluate the the event, Science Congress's schedule, is a chance to evaluate it. The main idea is about the uncertainty and the problems related to organizing this annual event. The Indian Science Congress is an annual event. As I said, it's an annual event where a slice of the country's scientific community gathers. Now, when you read the editorial, that's what I do. Always try to focus on two or three dimensions. One, you have to gain knowledge, information based on the topic. Second, you have to look at grammar. Third, obviously, you have to look at vocabulary. Here, exam point of view, some patterns are very important. For example, In the exam, they may give from here to somewhere here under error location. A slice of the country's scientific community gathers to present and discuss research and communicate science. Now, what is the subject over here? Slice is the subject. Of the country's scientific community, you should not consider. Slice is obviously considered singular. Based on that, it is in present tense affirmative. We should add s or es to the verb. Slice of the country's scientific community. And this sentence is about what is this Indian Science Congress? And it is an annual event. What exactly happens whenever they meet? It's a slice of the country's scientific community gathers to present and discuss research and communicate science. Obviously, all these scientists gather once a year, and what do? They try to present the papers and discuss research and communicate science. Easy to make out the objective. I'm really surprised. Here you see one word slice, another word curried. It has curried prestige by having each edition inaugurated by the Prime Minister and often a Nobel laureate or two in attendance. So, why is it? Here, slice means a portion, Tirupati Rao. In this context, slice of the country's scientific community. What does it mean? Part of, part of. When you take a cake, you cut it, you get a slice or bread slice. So it means part of the whole, not the entire scientific community. A slice of the country's scientific community means a few. It has curried, it is in present perfect. And curry, we all know Indian origin word. Curry is a verb and curry can be a noun. In this context, it's a bit surprising the writer has used the word curried. Context is science, and in this context, the word has been used. That is rather surprising. I was taken aback when I read this sentence. It has curried prestige. What you have to understand when I cross checked for the second meaning, third meaning, all the dictionaries say curry the regular meaning, but based on the context, you have to understand they have created. What does it mean? They have created. It has curried prestige, means it has created prestige. It has created an image. How did it do it? By having each edition inaugurated by the Prime Minister. Imagine a particular event, the Prime Minister comes, he himself comes and inaugurates. It adds to the prestige of the event. One thing, and often a Nobel laureate or two in attendance. Along with the Prime Minister inaugurating, you have two or three Nobel laureates that adds to the prestige of the event. The sentence talks about that. But it was going on well. Something went wrong. Now editorial talks about what went wrong over a period of time. But in the past few years, the ISC's reputation has been in tatters. Whenever you come across an expression like in the past few years, for the past few years, over the past few years, you have to think of that means what? From the past to the present. You have to think of present perfect tense. And sometimes present perfect continuous. The ISC's reputation has been in tatters. This you have to remember. Has been. It is in present perfect, active voice, not passive voice, mind you. Has been in what? Tatters. Tatters we have got for the first time. It is idiomatic expression. Has been in tatters. Means what? Badly damaged or completely spoiled. The reputation, what are we talking about? A reputation of Indian Science Congress, and the reputation has been in tatters. Has been in. You have to recollect an idiom like has been in doldrums. Doldrums means a disturbed, chaotic situation, uncertainty. And here, reputation, generally we say, imagine someone has a very good image or reputation, he or she does something wrong, and the entire reputation goes off. Then we say his reputation has taken a beating. His reputation has taken a beating, one expression. Their reputation has been in tatters, another one. And someone's future or status in doldrums, another one. Low spirits, a different meaning altogether. So here has been in tatters after it offered itself. Why the image has been in tatters, the writer wants to tell us, after it offered itself as a platform for a few members of the scientific community to advance pseudo-scientific claims, particularly those that dovetailed to hyper-nationalist narratives in other spheres. There are some important words over here, a lengthy sentence, but in a nutshell, what does the sentence try to convey? It says that this particular platform, Indian Science Congress, as a platform, has given a chance to a few scientists to advance pseudo scientific claims. Pseudo means false. Generally, imagine we come across intellectuals. Sometimes some people read a little and they try to project a different image altogether and may not have that much knowledge. Then what do we say? He is a pseudo intellectual. There are two words you have to distinguish. One is intellectual, the other one pseudo intellectual, means false. In this context, pseudo scientific claims means what? Not genuine, and spurious or sham. What are these claims, particularly those that dovetailed to hyper nationalist narratives in other spheres? There's another important expression we have got for the first time, dovetail verb, to cause something to fit, one meaning. Another meaning, to make something fit in something very firmly. Dovetail to what? It takes a preposition to. Hyper nationalist narratives in other spheres. They try to club basically what the sentence is trying to convey, though not explicit, trying to club two different things. One is science, and the other one, nationalist narrative stories in other spheres, trying to provide the scientific base. That's what the sentence tries to convey, though not explicit. Now, the Indian Science Congress's 109th edition, originally to be held in Lucknow University in 2024, has been cast. This is something you got to focus on. This particular edition, 109th edition, originally to be held in Lucknow University, to be held passive voice in 2024, has been cast in doubt after the university pulled out. Pull out means what? Withdraw from an undertaking, means not going to host the event, citing an ongoing dispute between the Department of Science and Technology, a significant source of funds for the event. Before I go to the next slide here, tell me, why should you focus on the word cast? This is something very important from the exam point of view. There are 5 to 6 verbs I usually give students. Whenever you come across those, you have to recollect all other words. For example, everyone knows cut, cut, cut. But the verbs I usually tell students: cast, same form; cost, same form; broadcast, telecast, forecast, and also hurt. All these words, all the three forms, present, past, past participle, one and the same, no change whatsoever. So cast, cast, cast; broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. I hope you made a note of all those verbs, which are very important. Has been cast in doubt. Why it has been cast in doubt? Why has it been cast in doubt? After the university pulled out, means withdraw, citing an ongoing dispute between the Department of Science and Technology, DST, a significant source of funds for the event. Any event, we need a sponsor, we need someone who can meet the expenses of the event. In this context, which is a department that sponsors or provides the funds to this particular annual event, it is Science and Technology, DST. And the ISC Association. One more is there, ISC Association, the autonomous body under the DST that organizes it. What is the body that organizes this annual event? ISC Association. And this association is an autonomous body. Another important word, though we have got many a time, autonomous means what? Independent, under the DST that organizes it. The association then picked up, because one university, Lucknow University, withdrew. The association then picked up lovely professional university in Jalandhar to host it. But the decision drew the DST's ire. Ire means anger, an important word, including not only they became the organization got annoyed, including it has come up with an allegation, including an unspecific allegation of financial irregularities on the association's part. One thing it got annoyed, and the other one it came up with an allegation. Allegation, accusation, what does it mean? To say that someone has done something wrong, but there's no proof. Allegation of financial irregularities on the association's part. When it comes to financial irregularities, you have to recollect words like, one is misappropriation of funds, and to feather one's own nest, an important idiom, swindle, embezzle, all these words you have to recollect. Take someone's money, in this context, organization's money, and use not for the actual purpose, swindle money, embezzle money, misappropriation, feather one's own nest. All these are very important words. Then Lovely pulled out. First, Lucknow University pulled out. Then they approached Lovely Professional University, that also pulled out. Then Lovely pulled out as well, even as the association went to court against the DST, citing government interference. This is a dispute between ISC Association and DST. Based on this allegation and something else, perhaps, this association went to court against the DST, citing government interference. The association has also published a notice seeking the interest of other universities to host the 2024 event has constituted a committee to find a new venue. Because Lovely also pulled out, the association has also published present perfect active voice a notice looking for the interest of other universities to host the 2024 event and has constituted a committee to find a new venue. Whenever you come across a word like committee, jury, again you have to recollect the rule that goes with collective nouns. Collective nouns, important examples are what? Committee, jury, team, staff, all these usually collective nouns take a singular verb, a singular pronoun. But if the sentence denotes division, these nouns take a plural verb, plural pronoun. That you have to recollect. It is looking for a new university, obviously. Now it will take some time. Based on that, now the main idea is being reiterated. This pause, now it has to wait with the fingers crossed for another university to host the event. They got some time. This pause in the ISC schedule is an opportunity to consider the relevance of the ISC. The main idea is being reiterated. Of course, some reputed scientists have called the post 2014 event a circus that is deleterious to the cause of science in India. Deleterious, we have got after many months, I suppose. An important word, deleterious means causing harm or damage. I usually give the meaning dangerous, deleterious effect, deleterious impact means what? Dangerous. An important word to the cause of science in India. So the uncertainty may not bother them. Already they have put a label, circus, and that is deleterious to the cause of science in India. Some scientists may not, the uncertainty may not disturb them. Bother means what? Disturb. But the ISC also hosts thousands of school and college students every year, as well as some talks by researchers that contribute to learning and awareness. What does it do? At the time of the event, it gives an opportunity to students, school, college, and also research scholars that contribute to learning and awareness. They may present the papers, they may give the speeches, so that will definitely contribute to learning and awareness. This is not as straightforward as a plea to throw away only the bath water, not the baby. This is a new expression we have come across for the first time. This is not as straightforward as well as, again, you have to recollect, whenever we try to combine two subjects using with, together with, along with, as well as, and so many are there, the verb agrees with the first subject. This is not as straightforward as a plea. Plea is a legal term, but here it means what? Appeal, a request, urge, emotional, urgent and emotional manner. To throw away only the bath water, not the baby. So what does it mean? Don't throw away the organization and throw away what is not good. The ISC is itself flawed. This also we have got many a time, an important word they have given many a time. Flawless English. Some students come to me and say, Sir, I would like to speak flawless English, perfect English, impeccable English. What does it mean? Flaw means imperfection or weakness. When we say flawless English, without any mistakes, impeccable English, without any mistakes. And I usually give students one popular saying. What is it? There's another word you have to think of, infallible. No one is infallible in this world. No one is infallible in this world. What does it mean? No one is perfect in this world. So, fallible, flawed, and some problem, imperfection, they all on one side. Yes, it is. The ISC is itself flawed with its oracular choice. We have come across this for the first time. Oracular, part of speech adjective, choice is noun. What does it mean? It goes with utterance, advice. Hard to interpret, enigmatic. Simply oracular. You can think of a simple word like vague, vague, ambiguous, not easy to understand, enigmatic, mysterious. All these words. Here, there's one important word, enigmatic. Oracular choice of speakers, on what basis they select the speakers, and some of those speakers come and try to promote pseudoscience. We are talking about science, the platform is for scientists. There you come across speakers talking about pseudoscience and dovetailing something related to some other sphere with science. That is something disturbing. Disjointed agenda, not related, and hectic schedule. Because of my hectic schedule, I'm not able to take regularly. Kavita asked me, sir, please be regular. A hectic schedule, do understand, means very tight, busy, hectic schedule, not facilitating, not providing meaningful engagement. Here, engagement has two different meanings. One meaning, engagement, it goes with marriage. He has been engaged, she has been engaged. But in this context, engagement means what? A meeting, an important meeting with someone. We say meaningful engagement in this context means to make them participate so that something useful comes out. Meaningful engagement, when all the scientists gather at one place and they try to contribute, obviously when they discuss, they go in for deliberations, that results in meaningful engagement. Since 2015, again, you got to be alert whenever you come across prepositions like since and for. Since specific, for time period, you have to think of two tenses. One is present perfect, the other one is present perfect continuous. Since 2015, the Indian government has also been routing. See, it is in present perfect continuous, has been routing for emphasis. Routing means working for something, working towards something. Routing means here trying to get something. Routing for the India International Science Festival. Another event. Indian government since 2015 has been trying to get something. What is that? India International Science Festival, an event put together by the Ministries of Science and Technology and of Earth Sciences, the departments of space and of atomic energy, and Vijnana Bharati, an outfit connected to Sangh Parivar. So all these together, another event. What is that? India International Science Festival. It has been routing since 2015. In effect, what the ISC should become is an independent, more frequent, and more coherent event after a critical appraisal of what the national scientific community, including its members in the private sector, offers to bring to the table. I'll end this sentence, but it talks about what should be this particular organization. In effect, in a nutshell, what the ISC should become is, it should become what? An independent, should not depend on someone or something, more frequent, not once in 2 years, not once in 3 years, and more coherent, united. Coherent is an important word, having clarity or intelligibility, one meaning. Generally, I use this word when I take descriptive English classes. Writing is nothing but coherence. Coherence means what? Smooth and logical flow of sentences and being united, not going off their track. Coherent event after a critical appraisal. Appraisal is nothing but examine someone or something or someone's work, evaluate the qualities, the needs, the success. Appraisal of what the national scientific community, including its members in the private sector. Private sector also we have members, offers to bring to the table. What do they have to bring to the table? What do they have to make the engagement more meaningful? Everything else, this is what they have to focus on. Everything else, including the presence of political leaders, indirectly the writer says the prime minister and Nobel laureates, is ornamental, means only for the sake of decoration, does not serve any purpose whatsoever. That's all about this editorial. You may get an important editorial as a passage in prelims or mains, but do remember depth is required. You got to read twice, thrice, understand the context and the meanings of all the words. That will help in the long run. Let us ornamental, decorative, artistic, attractive, wonderful. Let us go to questions based on this editorial. Try to get all the five correct. What is the primary reason for the uncertainty surrounding 109th edition of the Indian Science Congress? Primary reason for the uncertainty: lack of interest from the scientific community. That is not the reason. Ongoing dispute between the Department of Science and Technology (DST) and the ISC Association. Hold this one. Financial difficulties faced by Lovely Professional University. Not correct. Political interference from the government. No. What is the answer here? Ongoing tussle or the fight, dispute between the Department of Science and Technology (DST) and the ISC Association. That is a problem. Why has the reputation of the ISC been criticized in recent years? The reputation of ISC has taken a beating, and what is the reason behind? Lack of political leaders' involvement, promotion of pseudo scientific claims, and hyper nationalist narratives. Hold this one. Inadequate funding from the government, not correct. Absence of Nobel laureates in attendance, not correct. So, what is the answer here? Question number two also, answer is B. Promotion of pseudo scientific claims and hyper nationalist narratives, dovetailing from other spheres. What flaw, imperfection, or mistake in the ISC does the editorial specifically mention regarding its agenda and schedule? There are two things. One is agenda, that goes with any meeting, and schedule. Lack of diversity in speakers? No. Overemphasis on private sector contributions? No. Disjointed agenda and hectic schedule, clearly mentioned in the editorial. Insufficient engagement with school and college students? No, it does. Sufficient engagement. Problem is C, disjointed agenda and hectic schedule. According to the editorial, what does the ISC need to become in future? Any editorial, whenever there's a problem, highlights a problem and provides a solution, or takes a personal stand and tries to express that personal obligation using the helping verb must. According to the editorial, what does the ISC need to become in the future? An exclusive platform for political leaders, a more prestigious event with Nobel laureates as a main focus, an independent, more frequent, and more coherent event. All keywords have been used in the editorial. A platform solely for pseudoscientific claims. That is ridiculous. What alternative event has Indian government been supporting since 2015? The Indian government has been supporting or rooting for since 2015 a particular event. What is that event mentioned in the editorial? Involving so many departments. What is that? Indian Science Symposium, India International Science Festival, National Scientific Gathering, Indian Scientific Convention, India International Science Festival. You should not say according to me, you have to say in my opinion. Who is that? Narsimha. Very good. That's all about this editorial. And I request all of you, please understand, very tight schedule, a lot of work, and this takes a lot of time based on priorities. Once or twice I may skip. Accept it, respect it, and whenever you get the editorial, be happy. Is that clear? We have a session at 8, only for today, not the regular time because of this tight schedule. After, where is this Pandu? Where is it? Can you tell? Is it at the fag end or in the questions? Where is it? In the editorial or the questions? Americans use comma after and. British English, they don't. We don't use British English. No. Today 8 o'clock, there's a session, exam topics, all about error location. First, you have to work on the questions, and I'm going to give the tips how to deal with error location questions, how to deal with errors. Those tips will be useful. Try to attend. Thank you very much.